Hello YouTube, going to do my new video. This is something that's been bothering me for quite a while, and I figure I'd get it off my chest. It's something to do with wrestling, and this is a thing that has basically pissed me off for a very long time. It's about when a lot of wrestlers, particularly wrestlers when they die in WWE, they don't get much attention. For people like, if you want examples, people like Lance Cade, Umaga, Fabulous Moolah, Sensational Sherry, and it's just like, and the one that really pissed me off was the reaction they had to Fabulous Moolah's passing. This is a woman, she was one of the first women's champions, arguably one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, held the women's title longer than anybody else has held a championship, and wrestled for WWE for the better part of 60 or 70 years of her life, and she died when she was 85. And do you know what WWE did a tribute for? What her tribute was? One little mention on WWE's website, and about a few seconds of a mention on Raw. And it's like, hey, thanks for working for us for the better part of your life. We're not going to give you much of a acknowledgement when you die. It's disgraceful. It's insulting. And I was also very, very insulted with the way what WWE told in the storyline for Randy Orton to say to Rey Mysterio after Eddie's death, where he basically just said, Eddie ain't in heaven, he's down there in hell. And that, I was really offended by that. And it's like, how dare they speak about someone like Eddie Guerrero like that? And one wrestler's death that I thought really got the media's attention, and no, it's not Chris Benoit, although that did get a lot of media attention, and I can understand why WWE refuses to acknowledge him because of the controversy behind the circumstances of his death. But the one I'm talking about is Lance Cade. When he died of, I believe it was something to do with drugs or a heart attack or something, I forget. And this was around about the time Linda McMahon was going for the Senate campaign. You all remember that, and how much that monumentally failed, and that it was a huge waste of money, because we all knew she wasn't going to win. We all knew she has her relationship with Vince McMahon, they've had way too many dirty secrets, namely involving the steroid trial that Vince went through, a large number of the deaths in wrestling, particularly ones who work in WWE, and also the fact that WWE's done some stuff that wasn't really promoting family values, which she was trying to say that she was promoting. When, your husband wanted to do a storyline that said, I want my daughter to have a relationship with me, and the child that she's going to be carrying is going to be mine. Yeah, that's really family friendly. Incest storylines, really family friendly. WWE can't sweep what they've done under the rug anymore, under the rug, because people older than 12 know what they've done in the past. So I don't know why WWE still does the PG stuff to try and make it more family friendly when they've got a lot of skeletons in their closet. But back to Lance Cade. Linda McMahon was at a press conference when one of the reporters said to her, what are your thoughts on the death of Lance Cade? And she just coldly replies, I think I met him once. When Lance Cade's own father basically said in an interview that she had met him more than once and knew him by name. So that really butt-fucked your campaign, Linda. Nice job. And it's disgraceful that they don't even get a mention. And when Lance Cade, the last promotion he was wrestling for was All Japan Pro Wrestling, they gave him a proper tribute, even though he wrestled for 2 or 3 shows. They gave him a better tribute than WWE, which he'd wrestled for a while. It's disgraceful. So, don't get me started on Test and people like that. They should have at least acknowledged it on the show, saying like, "Hey, this person who used to wrestle for us, he's died. Now here are some thoughts from people who knew him and worked with him." It's fucking disgraceful, and yeah, I'm offended by it.